going on, guys? It's Zach with Melrose Design Company, and today I'm going to show you guys how to build a miter saw station with a router table insert at the bottom there, so stay tuned. Before I started this build, I had my local hardware store rip down this 3/4 inch plywood down as much as possible to fit into my SUV. I drew up this cut sheet so I could make the most out of these two pieces of plywood. A really good way to break down some big pieces of plywood is to strike a line and use a straight edge and circular saw to cut it down. Measuring the height of the miter saw, I then took the measurements and marked out where I needed to cut the notch out to accommodate the saw. Using my jigsaw, I cut the line as close as possible. I thought this would be a little tough doing, but it actually turned out better than I expected. Taking the piece over to the back side, I traced the line to reflect the same cut on the front. I really wanted to incorporate some extra storage, so I decided to use the 6-inch hole saw to cut out a cubby for random tools. I thought it'd be really cool to add a round over to the edges. The Kreg pocket hole jig was a perfect option to connect all these pieces together. It provides strong joints and also hides any screws or nails I would have used instead. Having these clamps here made things so much easier attaching all these pieces together. When adding these dividers, it was important to make sure that they were perfectly square. I thought it would save a lot of space to add a router insert at the end of the table. If you want to see how I built the router insert, I'll link it here and at the end of the video. I don't think I really mentioned this before. I had to make the table thickness 10 inches high in order to accommodate the router I wanted to use. This will vary depending on what type of router you will be using. I purposely made the top a little bit longer so I could flush it up at the end. Now that the top is done and sitting on top of the sawhorses, I can move on to the base. You can add as many shelves to the bottom as you want, really. I decided to keep it pretty open so I could stack tool boxes and have a vacuum in the middle for a little bit of dust collection. I was trying to speed up that last portion, so I didn't really film too much of the pocket holes being drilled at, but I did forget to drill the pocket holes on the top of this going into the miter stand. So to fix that, I'm just going to take the Kreg jig and flip it over, put it on this way, and then I'm going to drill up into the piece. Because my shop is so small, every tool station I have has to be on 3-inch casters. It makes life a lot easier when you want to move things around and accommodate projects. This is a super satisfying point, attaching the top and the bottom. This is huge, no more cutting wood on the floor or making a makeshift sawhorse platform. Looking back now, this fence probably isn't really needed here, but definitely helps with the Kreg stop block I wanted to add later. I'm going to link this stop block down below. Now that the fence is done, I can now route out the spot where the track will go. I probably should have used a straight edge here, but I opted to freehand it. It turned out great for me though. These T-track bolts allow the fence to slide back and forth super easy. Using a straight edge, I marked a line that would allow me to line up the fence with the miter saw. I put the blade down in order to slide the level down to line everything up. These 5/16 inch lag bolts are going to keep the miter saw in one place at all times, which is going to be great. And now it's time to test out the stop block. I think I'll add a tape measure later on down the road to streamline things even more. Well, that finishes this build up. I linked the router table insert here. You should check it out. It's pretty cool. If you aren't doing anything right now, you should leave a comment and subscribe to my wonderful woodworking channel. I want to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.